Doing skids already. Hey Adam.
Hey.
How's the little Miata that could?
It's loud.
It's loud. How's your quarter panel doing?
Still dented.
Beautiful. Ready to test some stuff?
Yeah, I'm super excited.
I'm making YouTube videos about it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're gonna be on the YouTubes now?
Yeah, we're all on the YouTubes now.
What do they say? What do the kids say? For the clout?
For the clout, dude. Clout gang. See, clout gang. Actually, that's backwards.
Pretty technical. Yeah, I bet you that would be a lot of fun though.
This is a dream team. This is what we got. Sitting here thinking about layouts. Love the face. So what we're doing now is we kind of have something figured out. Coming over here, go around, back in and out. So we have like a barrel and some tires. So Adam's just gonna try and drive it. Yeah.
The only thing that's gonna suck about this whole thing is I think we're gonna have to shoot them into that drop over there. When we move them back, it shoots you right into the that drop off. Yeah. What if do it again? I'm gonna get rid of one of the 3 tires. That way there's only the 2. That way it's shallow.
Otherwise, what if we switched up a little bit and we came in, like kind of slow, come in around the, do like a loop, come on this side of the barrel, and then kind of do like a double manji in, like a mini S. I don't know what that'd be considered. If you want, I can hop in my car and kind of show you what I'm thinking. So I haven't been filming a lot, but Senior Adam is gonna try starting from the opposite side from now, or we've been starting from over here and kind of running it out, and then flicking in and doing the same route that we were doing before, and it was a shit ton of fun. So we're gonna try this just in case we can't start from back there. Dude, full race car.
I don't know about that, but
I'd dig it.
definitely try it.
A beautiful run from the fabulous Adam Billis! What's up, guys? So it's a couple days after we did the layout. Actually, wait, no, it's the day after we did the layout. So I didn't record a whole lot because once we started driving, it was kind of like we drive, change a little bit, drive, change a little bit. So we started out with, you know, the shallow sweeper, and then we went around, did the S, and then just came out like this and then exited. We ended up changing it so it's a shallow sweeper, you go around, then it's just the manji, and then you exit. Just because there's not enough room to have the S there. And, you know, we'd have to worry about, you know, if you're doing tandems and someone spins out over here and they come around, you know, you're gonna hit them. So we ended up just doing a manji. It's a lot of fun. It's super fast. I can't wait to drive it on Friday with everybody. But we ended up driving so much that the entire back of my car is just covered in rubber. Like on my trunk, everything is just caked in rubber. And I actually ended up delaminating one of my tires. It popped. You can see over here. Here's this one. It's dead. I also got the tires for the SSRs. I just have to clean up the meeting point and then get those all sealed up. But Matt is letting me use these Prelude wheels. I'm gonna be putting some winter tires on here for him. Actually, that's what he gave me those Kosais for, is the winter tires. So he said I can drift on these tires, you know, as long as they work good, which they're 225 or no 235 40s. And I was usually running 215 40s. So these are super grippy, especially since they're the Federal 595s. This one's a 235, right? Yeah, for some reason I thought they were 225s. But they're super grippy. It was a lot of fun. I was able to go a lot faster around the track. I have no idea what the pressures are at. They're probably at like 20 because they haven't been filled since like winter, and it's, you know, August. So they're probably super low. So I might be able to bump that up a little bit. But I'm just emptying up my car, getting it ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. It's another GLD test and tune, so I got my jack. Just got that so I can wrap my jack up so it's not super noisy. And I ended up getting some bug spray because so many goddamn mosquitoes at the track. Gets annoying. So I'm gonna throw that in my pack out so I have it next time. And I'm also kind of starting to work on a project. I have a little trailer that I usually use with my Legacy, but I kind of want to change the trailer and actually have it all torn apart now. It's down to the frame, and I want to use it with the FRS. So I have to shorten the back of the trailer so it's, you know, shorter in general, and then I have to weld like a tube on here so I can put a hitch on, because since I have the bash bar, it makes it difficult to put a regular hitch on. I think it's actually impossible. I'm not really sure. But I want to get a tube welded on so I can just slide the hitch in there, slide out when I get to the track, and then I can use that for like hauling my spares, hauling my pack out, because it's annoying to try and, you know, push the seat forward, because with this car it automatically goes back, it doesn't stay forward. And then I just, you know, put my pack out right in the back seat there. So it'll be nice to get the trailer all situated. And I also want to take like a small pressure tank for like water and then fill it up before I leave, so that way I can cool off my tires when I'm hot lapping, because that's why I killed those tires so fast, is because we were hot lapping so much, which is whatever. I mean, we were having fun. But that'd be nice to cool off the tires and then, you know, like rinse off the back of the car if I want to, or clean off stuff like this. So we were using tires in the beginning because the dude who had the cones for the track was snoozing, he was sleeping. So we used some tires, and then towards the end of the night when it was dark, I came out super wide and just like smacked the tire hard, which was whatever. I'm probably gonna leave that there for the character. I don't care, it's a drift car. But yeah, it was lots of fun. So basically all I'm gonna do now is just go through all my stuff. I'm gonna check like my wheel bolts. I'll probably jack up the car and, you know, just check everything over. And then Matt's gonna come out and he's got to do a axle and a tie rod on the WRX, so it's probably gonna be a late night tonight, because it's already like 6 something, I think. So we'll get all that done. I'll probably record like the stuff I check, just because I really want to start recording more stuff. I just haven't, so yeah, let's get to it. So the first thing that I check when I get back from the track is just like all my fluids. So I'll just grab a towel here to check the oil. pop this boy open. My hood is kind of jank, so I have to like pop it up from the corner. Maybe. So yeah, I'll just check the oil quick. So I'll pull out the dipstick, try and hold this. Slide this back in. And then we'll pull it back out. So we're right at the full line, looking beautiful. My car shouldn't be too warm, so I'll check the coolant. We'll put the rag here just in case. A little bit of pressure coming out there, but nothing bad. So we got coolant. It's not discolored or anything. Just beautiful. I'll check in the overflow. Looks like no, we got some in there. I can't remember what it was at last time I checked it. Actually, it's been a long time since I've even checked the overflow, and my engine's probably got pretty hot and it's probably bowled off a little bit, so I should probably top off my overflow, which I can do in a second here. I guess I could, check my windshield washer fluid, which is kind of pointless for drifting, but whatever. Check my brake fluid, which you can see it's right at the max, which is beautiful. Clutch fluid, well, brake fluid is at max, beautiful. So all my fluids are good. So I just topped off the overflow here, just to make sure we got plenty in there. Always using that OEM Subaru coolant, that super coolant. That's just the stuff I put back in when I put the engine in, which, makes sense because that's what it needs. So now I'll probably just go around and check my tire pressure. So I'll grab my Milwaukee inflator. This thing's great. And then we'll undo the hose here and check these guys. I suppose I should turn this thing on, huh? So let's get that turned on. So now it's gonna read 0. Get this piece screwed on. So we got 35.5. I think I'm gonna do probably like 30. I'm gonna try 30. I mean, 35 is probably fine. So let's just unscrew this a little bit. Let's see, what are we at now? So 35, perfect. We'll let a little bit of extra air out. Because I don't want the fronts to be too stiff to where I don't get a lot of grip in the front. That would be bad. So we'll keep the fronts at 35. I think I can run these up to like 50 or something. And then I'll check for like tire wear once I jack up the car as well. So I'll check this side, which I'm missing the cap. Beautiful. Good thing I don't have like the nice SSR caps on here. So this one is reading 32.5, so we'll put this to 35 and let it go. Perfect. We'll check the rears now, which these are going to be interesting to see because, these haven't been filled in a long time. I'm guessing they're going to be at like 20, 25, something like that. It's a weird looking valve cap. It's like super skinny. Let's check this one. See what we get. Wow, it's actually not bad. Let's have these at 35 as well. We'll keep them at 35 for the drive there, and then I'll mess around with tire pressures once I'm at the track. 35.5, 35.5 still. So all I'm doing is just kind of loosening this up on the valve. So let's let this run for a second here. So now we've got 35. Perfect. Get this unscrewed and back on there. Let's check the last one. Should probably move my jack before I trip on it. See what this one's at. Oops, I gotta move my inflator here. So this one we are at like 36.5, so let's let a decent amount of air out of this one. Yeah, these tires did pretty good when I was at the track. They're super grippy. It definitely took a bit to get used to, but should be fine. So right now we're reading 34. Let's see what that is when I get it. Oh, went a little too much. Beautiful. Get this unscrewed. Very nice. Oh yeah, there's actually one fluid I didn't check that I kind of forgot about. Should check my hydro, which I'm sure it's fine, but it's always good to check. Oh, why is there fluid? Oh, it's actually kind of low. And it looks like it was coming out a little bit. That's not good. I wonder if I didn't have the cap on all the way. I have to get that right and clean that up. I wonder what that's from. It's not good to have brake fluid sitting on my carpet. Get all this cleaned up here. Hopefully not too much spilled out. Let's get this all clean. And let's just see. Seems all right for now. I'll get some brake clean on that and clean it all up. Also, one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out my center console, because I noticed with my center console pushing on here, it was pushing my hydro over, and my hydro was like on my wipers. So like every time I pull my hydro, I like turn on my wipers and spraying, and it's not a good time. So next, I'm gonna just check all of my wheel bolts, make sure they're tight, and then I'll jack up the car and check everything. So I got the front end of my car jacked up here, so I'm just gonna check for like play in the wheel. I'll turn the wheel lock to lock, just check everything. So I know I'm gonna have some play in the wheel just because of those tie rods are loose. I do have the extra tie rods they sent me. I just keep those in my box, just because they aren't, you know, terribly bad, and they haven't actually, maybe they have gotten a little bit worse, but I don't know, I'm kind of lazy to replace them, which is terrible because that's not good. Check the other side, and then I'll go lock to lock with the wheel and just, you know, visually inspect everything. So this side's exactly the same. The other side's probably the same, it's just wiggling in the wheel. And I mean, it's been like that for how many events, so kind of sketch, really sketchy. I really should fix those, but I've just been so busy, I don't have time. So let's get this in here. Oh, ow, door closing on my leg. Then just go all the way to the left. Just kind of look in here and check everything. So I mean, brake line's looking good, sensor's looking good, coil's looking fine. Check everything on the other side. That's looking good. Tie rod's looking fine. One thing I gotta watch out for is like rubbing the tie rod. Oh, I'm actually rubbing against my sway bar with the tire, which doesn't look like there's any wear or anything. One thing though is that I'm starting to get some wear from like scrubbing on my tires, which I have quite a few events on these tires. So I'll probably want to have these flipped after this next event. So, but I mean, other than that, everything looks all right. So I'll drop the front down, check the wheel tightness. I'm gonna do that off camera because it's gonna be hard to hold the GoPro and tighten them at the same time. So I'll straighten out the wheel, and then jack up the rear and kind of look at everything underneath. Ready for the crunch. Oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Thought I was gonna crunch my bumper a little bit. Excuse me, other jack. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Come back a little bit. This jack point is the best thing ever. So I'll just get these off the ground. looks like they're off the ground now. So now I'll just do the same thing. I'm just gonna check, you know, for play. Everything's super solid. Check underneath. Everything's looking good. Brake line's looking fine. ABS sensor's looking fine. Or the wire's looking fine. Ugh. Just make sure like the control arms aren't loose. Make sure tie rods or the tow rods aren't loose, which are both tight. Check the axles actually, which they're looking fine. So one thing I'm really worried about is the axles, especially with these grippy tires. So I'll do the same thing over here. Make sure there's no play, which there isn't. And then check everything down here. Check the control arm, good. Check the tie or the tow arm, looks good. Look at the axles. Oh, it's just shiny. All right, so that one's good. Exhaust is scraped flat still, beautiful. But everything's looking good. So that's my suspension check. I mean, I could like check the bolts and stuff, but I haven't done enough events where I think, you know, the suspension bolts are gonna be loose. So, and I'll just drop it down, check all the wheels, and then I think I'll start taking my center console out and then start loading everything back up. All right, so I got the wheels all checked. The fronts were fine. The rears were a little bit loose, which isn't surprising because I slapped them on at the track, went and did a bunch of test runs, and I never tightened them. So, you know, always check your wheels after you tighten them, you know, after a few 100 miles or 100 miles or something like that. So I need to load up my pack out. So, got my socket set in there. I think this should fit somewhere like that. Should get my inflator. Actually, I need to charge the battery on that. So I'll pull the battery out. We'll get this guy charging so that it's nice and full when I'm at the track. Don't have to worry about losing battery. Beautiful. Get everything else in here. So I got my inflator. Get this wrapped up. I mean, I can't put it in yet because I need the battery yet. Or I suppose I could, realistically. It's not like I need the battery in here. Let's see, how the hell does this go in here? Probably the other way. So there we go. I'll set this in here like that. We've got a bunch of sticky pads for my GoPro. Got some gloves for working on the car. I'll set those there. Got the Brook spray. Just leave that in there like that. And then here I've got a bunch of like zip ties, and I should have electrical tape in here. Yep, got electrical tape. It's convenient for if I need to half-ass rig some shit together. Get my impact in there, and we got the little tray with a bunch of hand tools. Let's see if we can wiggle that to fit a little better. So I've got just like vice grips, a couple adjustables, needle nose pliers, side snips, coilover wrenches, flathead, a center screwdriver. Hey, there's my knife. I was looking this for work the other day. I can't throw it in my center console, so we can get rid of that. Throw that in there. So that's pretty much packed. I just have to throw the other battery in there. And actually, I think I'm gonna look and see what my other Milwaukee gloves look like, because Austin let me use his gloves, his driving gloves. He's got some like shirt tucked in gloves. I mean, these aren't terrible. I might try driving with these and see if they're gonna be like decent for driving. I don't know. We'll try them. I'll probably just tuck these in the door actually, so I'll throw these over here. There we go. I'll throw those in there later. And I guess I can start putting like my jack in there. We'll roll this one back in, and then I'll start taking out my center console so that my hydro isn't getting stuck. Also, Tyler drew me this. This is all just him drawing, you know, he doesn't trace anything like that. So this is going right on my toolbox. It's gonna be my first thing on my box. I'm gonna do this with one hand. Get this bitch on here. Hell yeah, thanks bro. Looks sick up there. So I got my jack in here. I always just put my jack right in the back of the trunk at the side. like where the carpet would be. So I took that piece of that carpet, folded it up twice, and I put it there, and that just stops it from like bouncing around too much and making a bunch of noise and like hitting the side of the car. And then I'll throw like my spares here, but this time I don't know what I'm gonna do for spares. I know Matt might be bringing the other 2 Prelude wheels so we can burn those off, but it's gonna take me a minute to get these because I have to like sand these down, or not sand these down, but I need to get like a wire wheel in here, clean this up, and then get new sealant in here, caulk in here, and then get tires mounted on those. So those aren't gonna be ready to go for this one. There's an event on the 21st, and there's camping overnight. It's Friday and Saturday, so I want to have those mounted by then, and then maybe use like the Prelude wheels for drifting or something. I'm not exactly sure, but then I also want to get those tie rods in before then, and I'd like to get an alignment, but I don't know if it's gonna happen before then. At least alignment. I want to get the tie rods in, that's for sure, because I mean my tires are starting to get some funky wear from the tie rods being all loose, so I need to get that done. And actually another thing I'm gonna check is I'm just gonna kind of like look around the engine and see if I can see any leaks of any sort, which so far I don't see any, just because, you know, I had the valve recall done, or the valve spring recall done, and you know, I just want to make sure there's nothing goofy going on. Which, I mean, I've been watching my oil pressure pretty religiously, and I haven't noticed any issues, so I think we're good. But no, it's always good just to double check on these things. Yeah, so now just gotta wait for Matt to get here, see if he brings those Prelude wheels. If not, I'll probably just run with those wheels and maybe grab like the 2 decent-ish co-size, just for like in case I need a tire to get home type of deal, like last resort. Just because I don't want to go without any spares. Yeah, so I guess I'll wait till he gets here, and while I'm waiting for him, I'm just gonna pull the center console out. See, like I said, what was happening is I was pulling the hydro, and every time I would go forward, it would rub up against here. It wasn't cut enough, so it would just like push the hydro over and over and over. And I mean, this bracket isn't the sturdiest. It works pretty good, but it isn't, you know, the best. So I think I'm just gonna pull the whole thing out, which, whatever, what can you do? Yo, look at this little spider. Dude, Matt would freak out right now. Come here. Oh shit, where'd he go? I'm not gonna kill you, bro. I just wanna bring you outside. No, come here. Oh, he's on my floor mat. Oh, legs are sticking on my pants. Come here, come here. Go, be free. Oh, there you go. Run away. Let's get this back in here. So it isn't pretty, but it's functional. I actually had to get rid of like the USB thing in the little slot here too, just because it didn't have anything to hold it in. Whoops, why did I do that? My car's gonna roll. But I got the center console out, so I'll just pick up these bolts here and my tools, and get this stuff all clean. Yeah, I don't know if I like the way that looks. I really don't, but what can you do, I guess? I mean, I could cut it more, but I don't really want to cut it more. I guess it's better than nothing. I don't know, we'll see how it goes this Friday without it, and then, I don't know. Decisions. You know, he's the one when he brings you beer. Hey, wanna see something cool?
What's up?
This is from that tire. I was thinking about making a belt out of it. My first delaminated tire. Alright guys, so we're out at the track. Tyler, what are you doing right now?
Cut a hole in my trunk because I locked my keys in it.
Happy times!
Yeah, I just need a screwdriver now.
Dude, you should just have your exhaust come right out of that hole now. That'd be sick.